We will now start the press conference by Foreign Minister IWAYA. Hello, everyone. I have one point to mention at the outset. Southeast Asia has been experiencing numerous natural disasters recently. On October 29th, a typhoon Hagibis struck Vietnam, and on the September 30th, a powerful earthquake struck the northern coast of Cebu Island in the Philippines. We are deeply heartbroken to hear of the loss of precious lives and extensive damage caused by these calamities. We would like to express our condolences to the victims and our heartfelt sympathies to the families of those affected. On the part of the Japanese government, we are prepared to consider any necessary measures based on local needs. And we will continue to work in collaboration with the related countries. That is all.
Please raise your hand to ask a question, and when recognized, please proceed to the nearest microphone and ask the question after mentioning your affiliation and name. NHK. I'm Kamara from NHK. I have a question with regards to the partial shutdown of the U.S. government. Due to the U.S. federal government partial shutdown, fireworks event in Yokohama and other events were canceled. What is your view about such impacts or implications? Also, are there other schedules that were canceled? Are there any implications that you're concerned? And we hear that there's a report that President Trump is to be visiting Japan on the 27th, but are there any concern that you're having in case of a shutdown prolonged? Yes, on the October 1st, US EST, the continued budget expired, and a part of the government offices were closed. This is a matter related to internal affairs of the other company, so I'd like to refrain from making a comment as a Japanese government, but we will continue to have a strong interest and monitor the related matters, how they are to evolve. With regards to the schedule canceled, I understand that on October 1st, MOFA Minister Koizumi announced that the schedule of the visit by the Secretary of Agriculture Rollins to Japan was canceled. But with the U.S. government, we are maintaining the communication at various levels. And with regards to the President Trump's visit to Japan, there's nothing decided, so I'd like to refrain from making comments on that.
Ryukyu Shinpo, Saito-san, please. Ryukyu Shinpo, my name is I would like to ask a question regarding the Japanese-U.S. joint patrol. The notification to Japanese authorities required under the SOFA for the police authority of place by U.S. military regarding U.S. military personnel is to be made to Ministry of Justice or the police. But for the recent Okinawa incident, there was no prior or subsequent notification to the prefecture or prefectural police. They only received the information after inquiry was made. How does the government view the necessity and appropriate method of prior notification to the prefecture? You talked about in recent press conference that there's possibility that there was not enough arrangement regarding liberty violation. I would like to ask whether prior notification to Japanese authorities is required for violations of Japanese law or liberty violations, or and ask a question regarding the execution of police authority off base overall. Now, first of all, regarding the as forces has followed the SOFA conditions to provide information to Japanese authorities and also execute the utilize the facilities for a military police. This is required. This is outlined. Regarding the reporting method, it will be decided on individual case by cases. Regarding the Japan-U.S. Joint Patrol that was implemented in Okinawa, it was to be in conformance of SOFA, and through communication to be made to Okinawa Prefecture, Okinawa City Prefecture Police, as well as the MOFA office, Okinawa as well. And it has been implemented accordingly through this coordination. Now, as for the Japan-U.S. Joint Patrol on the August 16th as well as 27th of September, the U.S. Forces Japan has implemented the Liberty method, and there was a possibility of violation of this guideline. And that has led to several U.S. Nationals being arrested. And this information has been provided from the U.S. side, and therefore we believe that it was implemented in conformance with the SOFA. At any rate, what is important is that the preventive measures that has been announced by the U.S. side lead to prevention of incidents and accidents. Inclusive of Japan-U.S. Japan Patrol, we will continue to encourage discipline and prevention of recurrence going forward. Therefore, amongst the related authorities, there need to be further communication, and that is how joint patrol will be conducted going forward.
Sasayama-san from Asahi Shimbun. I am Sasayama from Asahi. So there's a media reporting that the Prime Minister is to issue a message on the 80th year since the end of World War II. So this is going to be a personal message without cabinet decision. And so it's not going to be a statement, but what is the significance of issuing a message rather than a statement? And the Prime Minister may be considering the reaction from those who are in the conservative thinking, but then why will the issuance not to be done after he stepped down as an individual Diet member? And also, he says that he will to continue the understanding about history, but there is a possibility that the issuance lead to a friction with other country. But Prime Minister Ishida would already be out of the office, and that there will be no one to be accountable for the message. I'd like to ask your view on the legitimacy or meaning of the message to be issued by outgoing Prime Minister. Can the understanding by public be obtained? So the question didn't sound quite a question like one from Asahi. The Ishiba cabinet maintains overall the position held by previous administrations with regard to the recognition of history, including the official statements made by Prime Minister over the years. So there's no change there. And with regards to the message, I consider it important to come from the perspective that we must not allow memories of the war to fade, and that such a war must never be repeated. But as Prime Minister mentions, that with regards to format or the contents, as of now, there's nothing decided. That is my understanding. And you asked about the significance. I believe on the occasion of the 80th year since the end of the World War, it is important the Prime Minister of Japan to deliver a certain message both internally and externally. I do believe it is important and necessary. So ideally, or normally, the format of the statement could be taken. Thank you.
Any further questions? NHK, Kawamura-san, please. This is Kawamura of NHK. I have question regarding the government affairs, political affairs. There is a LDP election for president will take place tomorrow. You said that on Facebook that you are going to be supporting Cabinet Secretary Hayashi. If there is going to be a runoff at the end, who are you going to vote for? We don't know what is going to happen because it is, after all, an election. You have mentioned some aspects of this, but I will go to the voting venue and decide there. And then I will think very carefully and cast my vote accordingly.
Are there any other questions? So this is the end of the press conference today. Thank you.